Okay, looks like we're up and running. Since I crashed yesterday, I wanted to double check and make sure, but yeah, seems like we're good. All right, so I guess we're making a Starship this morning. I made a poll over on Mastodon last night about what I should be making, and that was what won. So ship it is, which is cool with me. I mean, I love making starships. Honestly, I get worried sometimes you guys would get bored if all I did was make ships. So I do other things too. I don't really have any strong sense of the kind of ship we're going to be making today, though. So I think we're going to do some random generation for a bit and see what jumps out at us. Given that, why don't we start in random starship? Let's see. Okay, that's a good size. Let's go to the presets. Simple. Simple is kind of neat because it lets us do the maximum amount of adding on afterward. But let's do wing sharp. And I want to settings and dynamic origin or not? No, it was on before, I think. Okay, let's see what happens if we change the, yep, no, that's good. The origin stays the same. All right, so let's just cycle through and see what we find. Although I mean, that's kind of neat, you know, very Star Warsian. What do we do to it? Let's see, do we widen it? And does it change it if we do? It does. Gotta love, I really do enjoy this entire concept of procedural generating. It's getting more like, I don't know, it might be a little too flat. Let's see. Bring it back up a bit. Just kind of tweaking things a bit and see what we get. I think that's too wide. Let's go to 2. Yeah, there you go. So your basis is going to be that if you're wider than you are long, it's going to feel, well, something about like this is going to feel like there's artificial gravity, right? Unless you set it vertically and mess with it, it's kind of going to feel like the plane is here because that's the wide area. And if you make it vertical more, that can change. So if we were to increase the Z on it, it might feel the other direction. That said, let's see what we can do. I just had an idea. Whole section's 2. I'm curious, and it was something I was wondering about before. We've got, let's see, turn on mirror for all 3 and increase our scale along the Z axis. Can we get something that looks like a space station? Maybe. I mean, or at least an interesting Greeble component. I don't know that that's feeling like a space station though. I think this is still too designed to be a starship. It was just an idea I had. I wanted to see. Let's add more sections. Does that help us any? No, because we really would want to radial probably, which we could do ourselves. I don't know. Not feeling it. Let's just go back to wing sharp, back to the default. And we get that ship again. That must be the 0 hull seed. And I'm just going to jump to something. That's kind of neat. I think it thinks the front is here, and I think the front is here, usually on the way, just the way I think. But let's see. It's kind of got a nice, sleek Corvette sort of shape to it. I mean, it's not a bad start. Let's see what else we can do to it, but it's not a bad start. Way chunkier. If we want more parts. Kind of dig it though. I do like me some panels. Wings. Ooh. I do like that. Ooh, yes. Oh, that's looking cool. Okay. Yeah, we'll do that. I like the slightly disconnected rear wing thing. I think that's neat. I dig it. I dig it a lot. So let's just, I'm gonna apply this mirror. Well, let's just first off flip it and see what it looks like. Yeah, so that's half the ship. If we flip it, is there any difference? No. Turn off Z. Leave it on. Yeah, whatever. We're just gonna apply it. I just wanted to try to see if there's something different. So we've applied our base modifier. So now we have a real ship. Says I'm live now, but I'm not seeing anything. I just want to double check and see if this is coming up. Hold on 1 second. No, we are live. Cool. Just wanted to make sure. Alrighty. So we got a base form. I think maybe scale is the next thing we want to think about. How big is this right now? Right now it's tiny, tiny, tiny. See, I think it needs to be at least 5 meters tall. I don't know why I'm worried about getting it so exact, but I am. So it's 5 meters by 30 meters by 16. I think that's a decent sized ship. 5 meters should, let's see. I kind of want to make it so that's, this section here is about a human height. So let's just mesh cube. So we need to be bigger still. To about there. Yeah, okay. So that seems good because now, I mean, even a bit more. Let's just take it to 5.5. There, 8 meters it is. Sounds good. So it is 8 meters high, which gives us this section in the middle as our like crew area. And then put a cockpit maybe up here or down here, but probably up here. Yep, looks good. All right, let's save this sucker. New 230602-1 live stream cruiser, Starship cruiser. 230602-1 live stream. Okay. So we've got the basic form of our ship. We're not going to give it material yet, but let's just think about, do we want to do something before we start greebling it, or just greeble it and then jump back in? That's the faster way. We'll be done quick if we do that. Although obviously you can spend as much time as you want to on something like this. Ooh, yeah. Okay, let's start greebling just a bit. Big, medium, small. As I've said many, many, many times now, I just love this kit. I really, really do. You know, when you buy a kit online, you're always like, am I going to use it? Am I not going to use it? And like, there are just some that way more than pay for themselves. This one for me, the industrial kit from Big Medium Small for me, actually most of the Big Medium Smalls, the Grand Bazaar I used a ton of for Goblin Town. And then from Kit Bash 3D, the Viking set and the Brutalist set. I end up using all those like so often. So there's my unasked for plug for things that I think are cool. Engines. Let's start with an engine. I'm going to put something here to fill up that section a little bit more too. I think something square would be cool. I use that one quite a bit. That one is also cool. That one's also cool. I mean, really, they're all kind of cool. I don't know. Let's see what this one does. Which is the front? That's the front. Okay, good. See, it thinks I'm right, which I think is probably why I think I'm right. That's cool. Scale it down a bit. Bring it up. Bring it forward a bit. Do we like it kind of sticking off the side like that? Let's just see. If we bring it down so it lines up, how does that do? What does that do to us? You want it a bit bigger then? It's always just pushing and pulling with these things. It's like, what works? And sometimes you're surprised. Sometimes it's weird. That feels like that works okay. Bring it back just a bit. Okay. There we go. That works, I think. That line not even. Interesting. I kind of did want it to be even, I think. Although, I don't know. I don't really like this. X faces. No, I don't even think I want to do that. Let's just leave it for right now. Just cause. I really do like it separated out though, but I don't want to create holes I have to deal with right now. So I'm going to turn my mess with it brain off for just a minute. I'm going to re-add back in a mirror too, because I think that'll be helpful. Got to leave tell my brain sometimes don't screw with it, Seth, because it just wants to. But I do like that engine there. I do. Hull parts. Let's see what we can find in hull parts that we want to add. Just to give us Summit. What do we think? Maybe? Alt R. X. Scale. Am I facing the wrong direction? I mean, it doesn't matter. Obviously, it's all bullshit, but I think RX 180. RX 180. Okay. Scale. GY. How we fitting? Just trying things. We're trying to avoid making decisions at this point. It's really easy to jump into like, this is what it's going to look like. And it's probably the wrong idea at that point. That's kind of neat. I don't know that I like that it goes all the way through like that though, but I think that's easy to fix. Let's mirror it. See, do we like the shape? I think we kind of do like that. It gives it a longer, sweepier kind of feel to it. And so I can, and I probably will, cover this up otherwise, but I think we're just going to go to F and fill it that way for right now. We'll cover the front up more, but when it's closed, I don't have to worry about it. And the back is open, but again, I don't think I super care. And I think we might either fill it up, or it's pretty rare that you look at the ship from the backside, honestly. Like all the way up into it, be like, that's empty. At least at this stage of concept art. Okay, looking cool. What's this? Alt R, scale, RY 90, RY minus 90. See me on doing things, always doing it wrong. Get to this side, scale it up a bit. 1, GZ, down and in. How do we want it there? I don't know. I feel like it might not be appropriate there. But it might go well. RY 180. If we brought it kind of out here like that. GZ, GZ. Come on, you little punk. It kind of gives it almost like a pontoon kind of vibe that I don't hate. 3, Shift G, coplanar E to bring it up so the whole thing fits. GX and in a little bit so the whole thing fits. And, you know, mirror it. Do we like the pontoon? We're going to need something in here, obvs, but I think we like that on the bottom. We like this. Now we add this part here. Scale 79. G. Bring it into there. Scale. No. Scale. I don't want to pierce. I don't want to pierce this. That's what I'm trying to avoid. But I want it to be to fill that section there. So maybe the best thing is to bring it back. Yeah. Okay. That fills that nicely. I like that. We're really just thinking about silhouette and breaking up edges at this point. I don't care what anything is. I don't care what it does. Doesn't matter. We just want to make something that when you look at it, the form is broken up nicely and it reads as a cool ship from a lot of different angles. And that obviously is a very personal opinion that could mean a lot to a lot of different people. But you're watching me, so you're getting my version of it. So yeah, no. No. I think it's important to remember that, like, you would not believe the number of people that have literally messaged me and be like, warp engines don't work that way, or hyperspace engines don't do that, or you couldn't have a ship that would look that way. I'm like, what? I'm always kind of I don't know how to respond to something like that. It's like, it doesn't exist, guys. It's a nothing. It's literally just bullshit. We're just making something fun here. All it has to do is look the way you want it to look. And if it does that, you win. So I do think I'm going to fill that now. You knew I was going to, right? Let's see. RZ90, RX90, RX minus 90. I think. Does it go both ways? Solo it. Yeah, it's the same both sides, basically. Just a panel. Okay, cool. And GX. Bring it in. One back view. We're just filling up this section. And scale 7. Oh, I see it. Angles. That's why. Interesting. That's cool. I mean, the odds of this being seen by almost anything is pretty low, but you know, whatever. It's also not a big piece of geometry, and polygons are cheap, so fill it, and then I'll just feel better about it. Save early, save often. That's a neat looking panel. What does that look like if we put it on something? I don't know that I've seen that one before. Oh, that is a cool looking panel. Yes, I think it would look good up there. Break it in. Yes, I do think it would look cool up there. Maybe it's time now to see what this thing is looking like with material, or getting close to it. I just really just want to use this section as the cockpit. I think that it's got everything I need, and I almost don't want to mess with it by adding another cockpit. So because of that, that's fine. Let's see what we got. I'm going to tab A U cube projection just to give us a UV on it. Make sure we have UV on it. And then I'm going to come down here to his shaders. And I believe we want, I wish we'd show this, the labels better. That's my one problem with the Blender. We want AO. Yes, the standard. There we go. It's feeling cool. And now let's come here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, all of it? Maybe not. 1, 2, 3. Assign. Oh, new. Dumbass. Assign. Okay. And then I've got my glass that I added, that I created, that I liked. So let's use it. Blender shaders. Seth created. Blue glass. I mean, that just makes a great cockpit. It's just cool. What we could do, it might be neat. Let's see if we select this one, this one, this one, and this one. Bevel it just a titch. Then we could go back to that. Give it like some, yeah. Now it feels like it's got some, support structures in it. It's not just one piece of glass, which makes sense because it's planes. If it were curved, you'd probably want it one piece of glass, but it's not. That's looking badass, in my not so humble opinion. Come back here, Greebles, spaceships, term sheet again. Not spaceships, kit objects, term sheet. Okay. Right. I mean, I'm kind of digging this. Like in the back, I think the bottom needs a bit here. I think we're going to add some more thrusters, possibly like there. Engines or exhausts? Let's see. Let's go back to small. Let's try engines. Alt R, scale, GZ, GX. Oh, yes, yes. Come back. I am very definitely in what I jokingly call the Robotech generation. So like, I like that Veritech VF1F a lot. And I like this kind of, the other one would be, if you're familiar with more Transformers, the Jetfire look from that. Both of those are my jam. So something like that gives us that pod thruster look from that. It's cool. This sucker looks like it goes fast, which is cool. Kind of has that like Star Wars A-Wing fighter, only bigger look. Okay. Now we're going to jump back to solid view. Yeah, looking alrighty. And what do we do next? I want to put something in here on both sides. That'd be a greebly thing. Possibly something in here. The question is, do we use the kit stuff or do we make our own? Maybe for funsies this time, let's make our own. 3. Which side is mirrored? It's this side. Yes. So we're going to select that. If Q. I think we're going to start with some tubes, random tubes. And I want the max offset to be 0.02, so they're kind of built in. 9, I want the margin to be slightly larger, so they're inside and not on the outside of their panel, right? Which will also help if I shrink down the curve depth to make it more that. And I'm not at all satisfied with those. Max of 10, min of 4. And we're going to increase our cut and our amount to like 50. And which didn't give us that many more actually. That did though. It's a bit more. Longest, shortest, none. None works for me. And let's see if we can get more out of this. It's gonna let us have more? No. Let's see if we cut it more if it will. That will. We're just trying to get some busy work panels in here, or tubes, I suppose, but something that will look cool when we're done. So it's a matter of trying different cuts, and I actually think I like 4 better. I don't like the smoothing. Length minimum of 2, sure. Align segments to walk before turning. Let's see if we can go 8. That's better. Okay, now that looks cool. I think that's a good place to start. Now let's cover some of them back up again with random loop extrude of 1, and we want the max to be higher, and we're going to subdiv it, and we're going to say, where's our percent covered? Give it more. Cool. That works. Then let's see what happens if we do a plate inset underneath it. Subdivisions 2, number of plates 25, max 3. That's kind of cool. I wanted something that went to cut into it. So let's see if we go to 3 and plates 50, if that helps us. Do we get something to go down? maybe, but that's looking good. That's looking cool. It's a little too high. F9. Height, depth is going to be 0.025. Yeah, sure. And we'll set the reverse to be higher. I can't see it. Let's depth up a bit. There we go. All right. Let's see what we got with color. Cool. That works for me. We're just playing. That's the key to all of this, is just to be as open to ideas as you possibly can be and just play. The only problem with doing that, and that's why I questioned about the panel, is now it has subdivided my entire ship, which makes this kind of more of a pain in my neck. But I do like the way it looks. So it's just not worth it yet. I think I can do it with panels, and see, now it's, I got these much bigger things. It's much easier. I just want to solo. I think I'm just going to do it with panels again. I wasn't getting a lot of insets that I liked, and I don't want it to subdivide my ship yet. So loop extrude 1 and seed. Get much the same thing without having to subdivide my ship. Cut 1. That's better. Let's see, cut 2. Even better. Okay. Kind of looks like some exposed elements to our ship, which is cool. So let's do this now that I've still got this nice and low res. Let's do the same here. And loop exclude 1, 2, 3. Cuts 3, 4. Oh yeah. Yep. That's what we're talking about. See what I mean? Just a little bit of micro detail. That's just, in a word, badass. Let's do it over here. Select, 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 select. Shift Q, random loop extrude. 1, 2, 3. And cut even one more. 5. Yeah, I like it. Let's see if we can get a different. Let's see. Cool. Yeah, I like that. And then let's try doing it with, let's add some tubes to this one as well. Where's my seed? Yes. Yep. Perfect. Save again. I really don't want to do everything with Kit Bash. I resist it. These parts are amazing. I mean, obviously, I just can't stop talking about how much I love them, and that's cool. But you want the ship to be yours. At the end of the day, it's not Technivo's Starship, and I don't want it to be his ship, because I don't. If all I can make is his ships, then I would feel really weird using it on a, say, like an actual paying gig instead of just for fun. Like, I mean, if you're just doing it for fun, man, it don't matter. But but if I wanted to actually, like, say, make a ship for a game or a TV show, I'd want it to be mine. So I don't just want to use kits. I don't want someone to look and go, oh, you know. Funny story for me. I think I tell this to a lot of people, but if you look at the concept art for basically every single thing that has magic circles in it, Doctor Strange, yeah, I don't know, whatever. It feels to me like they're all using the same two Magic Circles brush packs that came out of um, DeviantArt in like 2008. And they're good. Like they're just alchemical circles and whatever. But just like, oh yeah, I know that. I have that brush set, and it always takes me out of what I'm looking at, which is fine when it's just concept art. But again, you want to make sure you're doing things the right way so that you can not take people out of where they're at. Let's try just doing here too. I like. I'm going to one and two. Ooh yeah. So whenever possible, I try to do things my own way too. Bring that one up a bit, but not higher than anything that's inside. Okay, cool. And then we'll bring this one up a bit. Right. So yeah. And then might as well just keep doing the same thing, right? Let's add some tubes to it. Seed. And I feel like I want more tubes this time. Although, maybe I'm not seeing more, but that looks cool. Can I cut one more time? Yes, I can. Cool. Gives it that kind of Star Wars grungy look that I just love. You know what we're doing? Same thing over here. Fill the panels. Let's start with tubes again this time. Cool. Which way you start is kind of up to you. The advantage starting with the tubes is that you're covering them, so you're kind of working from inner to out. The advantage of starting with the panels is you can see what it's going to look like on the outside, and you're working out to in. I don't know which is better, but cool. Nope, good. It's been a while since we saved, maybe. I tend to just reflexively save, which is not a bad thing. All right, so is that mesh or is that's mesh? I actually don't like that diamond in the front. If there's one thing on this I'm not super into, it's that. So let's see if we can't F, F. Go close, go closer. I need to fill up this one and that one, F. Yep. And then F. And I think I probably still have one, but at least there's not the holes anymore. Let's see. Yeah, we do, but 1 plus 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 U cube projection. Gone now. Cool. Yep, that's better. Make it your own. Never be afraid to change things. Ever, 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 ever. So I'm not a good drawer, honestly. It's because for whatever reason, line art feels very solid to me. It's just the way my brain works. So when I see a line, I don't want to cross the line, which means I'm just gonna, yeah, I'm bad at doing like finding lines and all those things. I have a hard time rough sketching and then making something final because my brain just goes, oh, there's a line. I can't change it, which is exactly the wrong attitude, but it's what happens like every time. I don't have the same problem with 3D for whatever reason. I'm going to cut this down so there's less of it. Ooh, yeah. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, so like I can cover shit up and move things around in 3D and it's fine. But the minute you give me a line, suddenly for whatever reason, I just feel like I can't mess with it, and it's annoying. And it makes it very hard to draw. Um, oh, that's starting to look cool. We're starting to get something I think is neat. I was debating whether I wanted to put like landing gear here or more of our same padding. I think I'm gonna do more of our same. It almost seems just cheating. We've kind of got like a thing set up now that works, and we just keep doing it. Might not even cover that one, although I think I am liking covering it too. Loop, 1, 2. Okay. We don't want to do this across the whole ship. We still want areas of rest. So that's what I really like about this big, medium, small. Oh, sorry, the random starship. The other thing I like, the random starship base, is it has those cut points, but it also has areas of more flat. So if we look at it in solid view, like there's places where your brain can kind of go, that's a panel, and then you go, ooh, that's a detail point, and then you can look at both and get excited about it, and that's how it should be. Now, I feel like we need guns up here. I think those are just good gun port things. So let's do that now while I'm thinking about it. It was either guns or headlights, and they're a bit big for headlights. What would be cool to put as guns there? I think we're gonna need, I mean, honestly, I could probably just make these myself. I think this is gonna be pretty simple. Scale it down. Which side do we want to be pointing out? That looks like we're reversed. Um, let's just see. Is there a front to this gun? Do we care? No. I'll go this way, sure. G. G and Alt D. GZ. Where'd it go? GZ. 1. It's too far. That one in there, and that's too high, and that one into there. Yeah, and we'll make this one a bit bigger. There we go. And then just gonna merge them together. I don't know why, but there we go. Both sides. Guns. Save. And then, do we want to do the exact same thing on the bottom too? We should be able to, I think, do that and have it fit. Yep. Sure. Again, it's subtle, but it helps. It breaks our silhouette up, which is what we're looking at, which you always want to keep doing. Okay, Dokley. Seems like it's a quiet day today. It doesn't look like there's a lot of people out there. That's fine. Hopefully someone will see this afterward and enjoy it too. It doesn't just have to be while I'm doing it. I want something in here on that back panel there. And I think we are going to break it up a little bit, maybe use another kit part. Agreeable cluster. Yeah, let's do this one. GX, GX. GZ, scale it down a bit. GY, we're just kind of moving it into position where we want it. GX, I don't want it obviously to break the panel thing. And let's see. How are we feeling about that? GZ. How are we feeling about that? 7. Not hating it. May not be the world's most stunning. ROI local. RZ180. GZ local. That's better. Yes, I do think that is better. Bring it up a bit. Cool. Yeah, that's good. And we can do the same thing here to bring it together we were doing before with the tubes. Where'd they go? On the inside. Let's see. V face orientation. Now we should be good. Tab. Am I on the wrong side? Is that why I'm? Yes, I'm on the wrong side, so it's not actually selected. That's the problem. All right, fine. It's because of the mirroring. I don't know if that made what I said made any sense or not. Because I'm mirroring this side, I actually didn't have any, even though it looked like I had these selected, they don't really exist on that side, so it didn't work. Now it will. Tubes. Yep. Cool. And we're not going to put panels open on this one, I don't think, just because I think it'll fit better with that if we don't. Yes, it does. So now we've integrated that greeble piece so it fits and it doesn't feel like it's just floating there on the top. It's got its own vibe. Why there is an air conditioning unit in the back of this ship, I don't know. I don't know, man. Now, more guns. Maybe like a turret gun here. That's very Star Warsian. How Star Warsian? Is there one that sticks up more or a more low one? I don't know. Kind of like that one. Let's see what it looks like. Alt R, Alt G, GY. Scale it in a little bit so it fits inside. A little more. Okay. Yeah, kind of just like that, honestly. That's a cool hatch. It's actually a very cool hatch. Don't actually like that much. So let's just use it as a hatch. Shrinking it vertically to bring it in more. I don't want it as high up. And it doesn't need to be as protruding anyway. Bring it back up again. RX. Tilt it slightly so it matches to that. Cool. We have we have an access hatch. Who knew? No, that's cool. And I'm just curious, but let's see. Not even going to go all the way on this one. Just want to put a human right there. He's thinking about it. Why are you loading render kernels and why are they taking a long time? Why are you loading the render kernels? What the heck? Come on, Cycles. Don't do me like this. Need to load any render kernels. Yeah. All I wanted to do was test a person for scale, guys. Come on. Have you died? Did my blender die? No, it says it's still going. Let's give it 10 more seconds. And then we'll kill it and bring it back again. There we go. Thank you. Yeah, be afraid of me. That's a perfect size hatch for a human being too. I think that's a good one. Awesome. Let's save. After that, yeah, notice it's the things that are like, oops, shit, better save every once in a while. Keeps you honest. So what do we want to do now to it to make it more interesting and give it that next read of polish? It's not honestly a read that I care about often that much, but let's make these windows just because I think it'll give us, yeah, there's no reason for it, but break it up. That's cool. I mean, windows in a Starship in general are pretty silly. If you think about it, it's kind of, there's not a lot usually probably happening that you really need that. All right, is there anywhere else we want to put a gun now we put the hatch there? We've got forward firing. We could do some side firing maybe, or turrets somewhere, but it's kind of sleek for that. Maybe it's not a military craft. Maybe it doesn't need more guns. Which if you ask the average fan, they're going to laugh and say everything always needs more guns. That's like the answer. But I don't know that it does. Okay, cool. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, I like that. I'm going to grab these. And I'm going to go to normal and GZ to extend them more the direction they're already going. Pull them out a little bit. Go back to global because being a normal is just a weird thing for me. And I inset that in a little bit. And I'm going to add a glowing texture, a light. I think we're going to make it a red light. Red light. Okay, 5 is just not bright enough. It needs to get a little bit of that warmth there to it. There we go. It's subtle, but I think it's cool. I like that there. We're kind of getting into the subtle things. This is the stage where you can then now spend like the next years and years and years tweaking it, making it, you know, like, oh, do I want this here or there? Do I want that there, the other, you know, that kind of thing. So I'm going to take this, 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 and this. And I'm going to UV them again differently. Cube projection. And we'll go to our UV panel. Okay, and we're going to scale them and make them, do I like the dark color? Dark or light? We're going to make them that other color. Scale. Trying to see if there's anything kind of cool. We can get, okay, so it's more just that front color. Maybe we'll do the same on the bumper too. Trying to unify it a little bit, make it feel a little bit more like one color. That's cool. I think we want to do the same on this bottom part here too. Cube projection, a scale. There we go. So now our entire front of our ship is that color. How do we feel about that? Honestly, I don't like it. A, U, cube projection again. Do I like that better? I kind of do. 7, Alt Z, B, G. There we go. That's cool. I like that. Yeah, so I'm just, again, the other thing I haven't changed a ton of when I've messed with it lately is just the UVs, but this is also something you can play with. Just because it says it's going to be that doesn't mean it has to be. Alt Z, 3. I mean, that just sounds stupid in a name when you say it, but it's true. Like, you have the power to control everything about your ship. And you probably should think about it. That's more uniform. I like that better as well. I also made it bigger, so the stressing is not as large and obvious, which is fine. And again, we are to that phase where it's, you got to kind of just play a little bit sometimes. No. There we go. So we start by randomizing and then we bring it back together. That's sort of the whole process for me, is start by being as chaotic as you possibly can be, quite frankly. And then bring your shit back together. I kind of want some like weird panels, so I'm just seeing if there's anywhere I can move this where I don't have quite the dirt that was there before, but I get something kind of neat. Like that. Yes. Save again. Yeah, so increasing order to a chaotic system. It begins very rough and it ends as clean as you want it to be, which doesn't have to be clean, just as clean as you want it to be. I do not actually like this center line. So let's see if we can get rid of it. There's nothing wrong with it exactly. I just don't like it. You know? Do it that way. X, dissolve faces. And there's still one, but that's better. That one's going to be harder to get rid of because of the way it's lined up, I think. But 3. No. This one, this one, this one. Let's see if it'll let me do it. X dissolve faces. Not yet. Mhm. Dissolve edges. Better. That is better, I believe. Let's see. Yes, that is better. Obviously my UV's got all foobarred. U projection. So let's go back and fix that again. Scale. Do I want to leave those other panels there? Or is this one? It's tiny and there. Let's see. Can we get a similar color somewhere else? Look how tiny that is. Cool. That works. And let's just change these two. Okay. Again, you can get really, really overly precious and pissy with this kind of thing, and you don't want to. I have friends who are like, I can't stop just noodling because I know I can make everything perfect, so I do. You don't need to get to the millimeter level of detail, and in fact, it will probably hurt you to do so. It's not something that's a good idea. Um, you want to leave some level of ambiguity. I need to cut down the margin 0. And the scale is also a bit high on this one now. And it's actually I liked 3. Shortest, longest, none. It's not enough. Why is it not enough? Why are we not getting more panels? No, it's fine. Shift Q, let's do it again. Tubes and seed. Weird. I don't know. Shift Q. Extrude. Cuts. Is it not actually a quad? Is it not actually a quad? Is that what's causing this? Well, let's just do agreeable, see if we can find. Yeah, I think that'll work cool anyway. Scale. GX. GZ. GY. And we'll leave my things there. That's fine. X. and turn back on color. Yeah, okay. This front feels a little empty to me now. And I know I just spent the last, X while simplifying it down, but now it feels too empty. So let's see. What can we do? There's so many greebles in here. I should look at this stuff more often. Let's see. RY90 scale. Is this something we like? I don't know if this is something we like or not. I don't think it's something we like. Give it a grill. Grill! No, I don't think it works. It's kind of an idea, but I don't think it works there. But I saw something up here that might be better. RY90. Yeah, go back to local. That's why it's looking weird. RZ90. No, don't move it. What happens if we do this? Extend it so it's bigger. And I don't know. I'm just trying things. Now it's got a real. Now it's got a grill. It's like a land speeder grill. And yet I don't hate it as much. Still don't know if I want it there though. I think I might just try. This is going to be a weird one though, because this is strange. This is where the fact that I get rid of that diamond shape in the middle may come back to haunt me. Shift Q, loop extrude. 1. And I mean, it's interesting. I want it to be a lot smaller, 0.02. I mean, I don't hate it. I don't like that very much, but that would be reasonably easy to fix. L, no, this L, X, edges. It's Z, solid, so I can just see it. L, L, X, edges. Cool. X, edges. Okay. Did it just bring back that center thing that I hated, but now I like it more? Essentially, yes. But I do like it more, so okay. That's just weird looking. It's neat though. What we got? 2, Control R, can I? Yes. 1, Q, circle. There aren't many circles on this thing, but put one there and there. Yep, yep. And then let's plus assign and grab a warm light and add material and strength 15. Because headlights are cool. I mean, I don't know. Headlights or something. Yes. Okay. I don't hate. I do not hate it. Yeah, making whoosh noises in my head when I look at it, and that's a good sign. Whoosh noises are always a good thing. Pretty much. We've got a doorway in. It's not much of a doorway, but you figure this ship would kind of come up and in, and then an airlock's going to come down and pop onto it like that, and that's how it would work. I don't have any idea why we have these rear wing things, but I do like them. So, fuck it. um, if you like it, it's not a problem. We have no like antennas or anything sticking off this one. We could add some of that. I feel good about our overall silhouette. Just kind of looking at it to see what I would do to it, and there's not a lot at this point. Certainly this level of the approval process, if you talk to your production designer after this and they were like, yeah, we like that, but people are going to be walking across the top, so there needs to be railings or whatever, then you'd kind of roll your eyes and put railings there. But I like the areas of rest. I like the silhouette. Like I just sort of doing a pan around it here like this, and nothing is jumping out at me as wrong. And that's cool. It's very, very chill making starships for me. It's like, oh, yeah, there it is. I'm just going to create here. We're going to come to this one here. And I'm going to inset it to about there. Then I'm going to inset it again and select the outer and E and bring it down. So we have a panel there. Just an explicit panel line, I think is cool. I like the way it looks. Yep. Again, a little bit more visual interest without it being what I would call too much. Save it. Now, where are we going to put the sucker? We're going to close this down. And we're going to create a mesh, plane, Alt-G. And we're going to give it an ocean modifier. We're going to size, follow it up, and we're going to repeat it 4 times on the X and 4 times on the Y. Control A, rotation at scale. And we're going to add waves, and we're going to increase the scale of the waves. Let's go back to Stology so we can see. Looks like good waves to me. We're not going to worry about foam, I don't think. Let's bring it down to like that. And let's apply it. And we have an ocean. Then I'm going to come up to aquatic, spawn a material, and it's going to be water, yes. And we want it to be ocean. And it's going to tell me it doesn't really work because it needs depth. And I'm going to say fine, fine, fine. Tab, A, E, I'll give it depth. And now I should be able to come back here. And let's see if we can set up a scene real quick. We actually have like 15 minutes left for a scene now, which is more than we often do. So let's spend a little time making a scene. Where's my camera? I have too many plugins, too many add-ons. Camera. There we go. As per usual, the Alexa 65. Why mess with success? Cook anamorphic. Resolution 239. Turn it on. Didn't have to do that in the old version. And because the sky looks like ass, it looks like ass. But it's kind of neat. Now, I just picked up there's a new free series of HDRs that I haven't even looked at yet from mapaint.com. Let's go look and see what we got. Import HDR images. 40 sequence. Sequence 40. It's supposed to have some like cool red skies. Let's see what we got. I'm looking at JPEG first because otherwise it's going to be very, very ugly to try to scroll through. These are just cool sun, clouds, nights. Come on, catch up with me. Oh yeah, no, it gets red. It do get red. Let's see, 1278 seems interesting, even just from here. So let's go look at that. Now we can go back up to the EXRs, search on 1278, find it, import it. Holy shnikes. Yes, okay. So let's see if we can use this, if we can get it somewhere. Let's see, move bottom down. And let's see, we rotate it. See if it's too weird for us. I mean, it's just bizarre looking, right? Is our scale on our water wrong? Is that not working for us? I got this weird line I don't like. Let's see, can I, it's not that big. There we go. We'll add a subdiv. 2, and it smooths, you just need 1. Smooths it out. Okay. Save. And we've lost all of our light now from on our ship. I mean, it looks cool as a silhouette. This is excellent proof that it works. The silhouette works because it looks cool even though we can't see shit. But let's go back up to lights. Why do I have greebles in my lights? Scene collection. Get out of my lights folder. Shift A, light, sun. And I think it's coming from that way, right? But just to see if we can get a bit more, let's sheet a bit of light into it. Okay. And on my light, I'm going to pick, actually, color pick. It's going to be too dark. That's not bad, actually. I'll pick that. That might be too bright, weirdly. There we go. So we're faking it, or our light shouldn't really be that bright coming out of the top, but it makes it look cool. So, who cares? And I think we want something for scale in our foreground, because right now it's really hard to tell how big this is. We need something in here that we recognize as smaller, so this feels bigger, or at least the correct scale. Save. I don't really have any buoys pre-made, and it would kind of look weird, I think. Anyway, but 0. Let's see what this location is. Shift A, mesh, and let's see what the scale of it is. Cylinder. So that's 2 meters. So that's about a human size right there. Yeah, okay, let's do that. I am all right with this as an idea. Let's get rid of that. Shift A, mesh. Actually going to make something I was going to use for the water house, but let's make it a little bit bigger. Control A, rotation scale, tab, 7. I'm going to select these faces, these faces, these faces, these faces, and invert. So I've got that. Come out. Yep. No, I don't want that face selected either. Go away. Okay, there we go. Looks good. Out. Shift Q. Panel cloth. I want cuts of, let's start with 10. See what it does. Cool. F9. I want to remove selected. I don't want to see those anymore. I think we want to F9. Add a little bit of fractal noise, 0.002. See, that's enough to make a difference. Doesn't seem like it really did much of anything. 0.01. I just want it to be a little different. It feels just a little too, yeah, we go. It felt a little too symmetrical. And I think I'm going to increase our cuts from 10 to 15, which I also think will help. Yep, it does. Okay. Then I'm going to add a circle. And tab F. Alrighty. And I'm going to give it, I probably don't even need to, but we'll give it a bit of thickness. Or solidify. Oh, I'm in edit mode. Let's see if we can, there we go. Yeah, get a bit of thickness. Then I'm going to take these, Alt E, external normals, add a little bit, and then we're going to add a bevel modifier. And yes, I'm building a life raft essentially. I don't know, I'll have time to put a person in it in the next 5 minutes, but building a life raft. And I want to do something kind of, but I want to Star Warsify it, right? Got those selected. Yep. Shift Q. Right, a loop extrude. Cuts. 3. F9. Let's take that back down to 50. Cool. And Control J. Where am I here? Torus cloth, Torus, Torus, Torus. I'm just gonna new collection, floaty. Bring it over there, and let's go look at where we're at color-wise. We are in gross, but we figured that. Let's come out. Blender shaders, mine, and I want this metal part to be grungy yellow. All that to be grungy yellow, I think. Yeah. What's this? Oh, didn't join. Join, and then this circle needs to be in floaty, and we're going to make it it could be the same color, really. No reason not to. Let's see if we just do it with bee guppies. Make it that. And this is going to be grunge cloth. 0. Cool. No, it's actually working really well. I'm going to join all these together. GY dot. Let's go back to GZ. And I want to angle it so it matches to the water. GZ. And there, it's all above water now. We have a little floaty thing. And it's in the water. And what if we just, instead of, we could put a person there. That's probably the best option. Yeah, let's put a person there. And we'll even go a little bit over. It's Friday, right? We can do that. Shift S2. There we go. Control save. All right. Do I have a sitting person in one of the kit bash things? That might be cool. Big, medium, small. Don't have, let's see. Greeble's characters posed 2K. Everyone's sitting, looking like they're sitting, carrying. Any of these could work, actually. Let's see how this guy does. Actually, though, that could be neater. Let's see if we can have 2 of them in together. Will it fit 2 people? Seven G R R G. Yeah. So it doesn't look like they're necessarily in trouble, although, again, what if instead of a fist up here, Shift A, mesh, cylinder, S.01, SZ, S, Shift C, make it a bit bigger. Okay, and come here and let's rotate it. And rotate it. There. She's got a stick and tab it. E plus normals there. And let's see the whole thing. I want to make, I'm just going to use kit bash kit materials. So the whole thing is going to be metal, aluminum shiny, and tab that part's plus is going to be red, not red, yellow. All right, insert, and it's going to be, what? Did I add it? Add material? Yes. And it's going to be 50. And we go color. He's got some light. Cool. And then we can just, you don't usually want to use emissions as big light generators. It's just kind of want to glow so it looks right. But now we can come over here, Shift A, light, point. And we'll make that the same color. And we'll set a power to like 500. 5,000. Why are you not? Where's my point light? Okay, there it is. It's like, that should not be that dark. 500. 200. Just 100. Okay. Yeah. So there we have a scene of some kind. Telling a bit of a story. It's always good. Let's see what the compositor says it's going to look like. It's pretty cool. Let's close this down. It's got a ship and a story. All right. Well, we went over just a few minutes, but not bad. I'm going to stop for right now, create the final render, post it up on Instagram and Mastodon later this morning. As is always the case, if you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. Follow me in any of the social media type things. Again, mostly I use Instagram and Mastodon these days, but I'm around other places. And shout out to Tech Nouveau for his kit. And yeah, thanks a bunch, everybody. I will be back on Monday at 7:30 in the morning Pacific time.